background,
Let me
y'all.
get my groove on. Can we talk
Yes,
about it?
yes, yes.
Ooh, hey, ow, ow, ow. Hello, Annette. How are you?
I am doing so awesome. It's good to be back. Good to be back,
Good
as
to be back.
always.
Yes, yes. Listen, I'm so sorry, movers. I really thought I sent out the text last week to let you all know we were not live last week. We had some family stuff, and Annette had to handle some family things, children be graduating and all kinds of stuff. So
Yeah.
she has to support, and we always love to support our people. So I do apologize, but we are back. As my partner said tonight, we are back. We here, and we are ready to have the conversation. We missed y'all. And we love y'all. We appreciate y'all so much. We can't do what we do without y'all.
Oh,
So,
no.
hello, movers. Thank you for tuning in. You've tuned into Can We Talk? Brought to you by Movement Worldwide. We are a motivational organization there to educate minds, empower, nurture, and transform. We are a movement to move. Yes, we are a movement to move, helping others thrust into their purpose to live the best version of themselves and win. And as we say so often, we tapped into some winning information. We have some winners resources. We're seated at the winners table, and we invite you, and you to sit right along with us, right, Annette?
Yes, as always, we are so excited about having you here. I just look forward to this. I'm looking forward all day. I mean, this is where we have opportunity to unwind and share some things. And as always, we're looking forward to sharing with you and giving you that moment. Yeah, yeah.
We have a lot of aha moments up in here, don't we? We have
We do.
a lot of aha moments. That is so true. So listen, we want y'all to just sit back, relax, have a good time, grab you a cup of tea, cup of coffee, whatever it is that you want to grab. Grab you a quiet spot and tune into this conversation. We like to come together and we have a threefold conversation in store each and every week for y'all. We start off with our awesome topic at the top of the hour. But before we do that, I want y'all to do a few things for us. Listen, we want y'all to please, ma'am, please, sir, the video that you're watching is either on one of these platforms. So please make sure you go to each platform and subscribe, follow, whatever you got to do. The other thing we want you to do is to hit the like button, the thumbs up button, the heart button. If you're watching, please take a moment right now and just hit the thumbs up or the like. Give us a little love, show us a little love. We want to hear from you, want to know that you've been here, that you stopped by. The other thing you could do is there is a arrow, a little curve button like that. You can hit that button, and guess what you can do with that button? You can share. So you can share this broadcast. You can share it to your page, share it with other people. You can share it. You can copy it and paste it, and you can text it out. You can do all kinds of things. Listen, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with somebody. Let somebody know that we're here and we're having this incredible conversation, and we want all of you to be a part of it. So please, ma'am, please, sir, subscribe, like, and share. The other thing that you can do, we are a nonprofit organization, and we love your ENCE, and we can't do anything without it. We need your ENCE. We need your presence, your PRESENCE. That's what I mean by ENCE. But we also need your ENTS. We need your gifts, your presence, your seed. So you can sow a seed into Movement Worldwide via Cash App, $ Movement Worldwide. You can also sow via Zelle, info@movementworldwide.org, or you could come into covenant partnership by giving a monthly seed. And the way you do that, you want to know how to become a covenant partner? And then, should I tell them?
Yeah, go ahead and tell them. Go on, tell
Oh,
them.
I'll go ahead and tell them. All you have to do is go to movementworldwide.org. That's our website. There's a red button at the top that says become a patron. It will take you to patreon.com where you can set up your account and set your amount. We ask for $12 a month. That's 40 cents a day, $2.80 a week. That is one drink at one lunch or one dinner for that week. I know y'all eat out like 3 or 4 times. You're ordering lunch at work. $3 for that drink. Come on, you can sow that. Take that one $3 drink a week and sow it into Movement Worldwide. We need the seed, and we always pray that it returns to you 100-fold. The other thing you can do is everywhere that you see that globe that is above Annette's head, that blue globe, and the acronym, that is us, Movement Worldwide. Follow us on our platforms. And then you can email us your thoughts, views, comments, praise reports, prayer requests, topic ideas, all of that, and then some to info@movementworldwide.org. Now, without further ado, we're about to get into this conversation. Listen here, listen here, listen here. We're about to get into this conversation, and we loves to dig in, y'all. Don't we love to dig in
We
that?
sure do.
Listen, we don't hold nothing back. We love to dig in. We want to talk. We want to have this conversation. We want to empower. We want to encourage. We want to, we want people to be delivered and set free and all that good stuff. So we have this threefold conversation because it's our way of giving back, our way of helping, and our way of sharing and letting you know that you are not alone. You're not alone in your feelings and your thoughts and your views. Listen, there's a whole lot going on in this world. And man, and if you ever watch the news, you'll see it. Lord Jesus, sometimes you just don't want to watch it. So
I know that's right.
If you feel me? Wait a minute. Uh-oh. Annette, the prophet
Yes.
is in the building. We want everyone, it's not for the person, but it's for the office that she holds. Let's bless God for the prophetess, Elder Sharon Elaine Green. I get a kick out of that every single time.
Yes.
Right? Prophetess is in the building. Thank you so much for joining us, Prophetess. Hello, Connie. Thank you for joining us. You're so faithful. All righty. So without further ado, we're going to go into this conversation that we're going to have tonight. Those thoughts, those idioms, those phrases, those quotes, those things that make you go, And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our transformational topic. So we're going to start off with our transformational topic tonight. Our transformational topic is unfreeze your heart. Unfreeze your heart. Now, unfreeze your heart is actually a phrase from a popular song, and it means to stop having a cold heart or to, start caring. Show some empathy, some compassion, some feeling, don't just be cold. So when we look at this, I hear people, I went to the medical industry, because I hear people say all the time in the medical industry that sometimes they have to take breaks. They have to step away. They have to take vacations. That's why it's important to vacation, y'all. You just can't work, because you start to turn off your compassion mode, especially when you're frustrated. You need some time away from some things and what they say in the medical industry is from working in the environment day after day after day. And just imagine giving diagnosis, seeing people cry, seeing people in pain, seeing people hurt. That has to take a toll on you. I'm telling you, if you've ever worked in the medical industry, anybody who's ever worked in the medical industry can tell you that it does really, really taxi you. It really does. I mean, unto the point that sometimes people kind of lose it. But, they say that, it's from working in the environment day after day, and they become a little desensitized to sickness and sometimes even death. It's like it doesn't jar them as much because they see it so much. So not that they don't care sometimes, but because they have to be strong and, can't seem, and then sometimes they can't seem to express empathy. They have to be strong enough to talk to the patients with a level head without, you can't be in there crying with them. Well, what happened was we got your scares back. I mean, come on, you can't, So they have to be strong, and sometimes it causes them to become a little desensitized. So their heart becomes cold. Sometimes when and this happens too when people have differences with somebody. I'm telling you, especially if it's prolonged, then you can develop such a cold heart towards this person because you're tired of the same old, same old. Then there are people who are just not warm. I mean, you can try to be just as cheering and nice and calm and sweet and kind and speak, and they still looking like this. I mean, come on. I don't want to see you looking. I ain't gonna even come up to you. So you looking like you've been sucking on lemons and chewing on sand spurs. So you're just not warm. So whatever category you fall in, and there are many others, I want to encourage you today that if you fall into any category or know anyone that falls in any category, we need to help each other to unfreeze our heart. And sometimes we don't see it, but other people will see it on you if you're cold and desensitized or don't have empathy or sympathy or compassion. Because the thing is, sometimes we're going to go through those phases. And if you
Yeah.
allow God, he can thaw your heart. He can thaw that frozen heart so that you can have empathy and compassion. In nature, naturally, we have seasons. We have winter, spring, summer, fall. Okay, I ain't gonna go more. I don't let them catch us. So you have seasons. And so right now in the north, spring and summer has arrived. The air is warmer and it snows there. The lakes freeze, so the ice is melting and all of that stuff. So that's what happens when the warmth comes. And
Mhm.
so now when the warm air comes and melts the ice, the frozen waters can now freely flow. And with the flowing water, that brings new life. And oftentimes the world's will bring events in our lives and hardships that make the heart grow cold. So when life gets too hard, some hearts freeze. And all too often, frozen hearts close down. But I'm so encouraged today. There was a scripture I found, and it was from, I think it was called the Passion Translation. I love that translation of this particular scripture, Luke 21:34. It's the beginning of it. It says, "Be careful that you never allow your hearts to grow cold." And we have to be mindful of that because sometimes, even I've had to catch myself. And that sometimes when I even see the people on the side of the road, and I know down here, a lot of times they're staged. They're not really hungry. They're not really lacking. They're not really in need. I've seen cars, SUVs, dropping these people off and picking them up at the end of the day. They'll come out, and most of the time it's veterans who have like either one leg, and then they'll pull the cover off their leg so you can see their leg, and they're like this, holding up the sign. And so sometimes I become desensitized when somebody asks for something because I see so much of the panhandling and so much of the flim flam that happens in South Florida is very, very, very prominent here. And I just try, I try not to be extremely cold because somebody might actually be hungry. It's like they might actually be hungry. Now I'll buy them a meal. I may not give money, but I'll buy them a meal. And I've had people to refuse the meal before. I'm like, well, then you ain't hungry. You out of gathering money for food, and I'm offering to buy you food, and you don't want the food, then you're not hungry. So, but anyway, so with all of that being said, I want to glean my word tonight from just the thought of a frozen heart. And now you all know I like to take a word and deal with it from a transitive and intransitive tense. A transitive verb needs an object to make sense, and intransitive verb makes sense without one. So the word I'm using tonight is thaw. And it was such an interesting definition in the intransitive tense. The intransitive verb, it just makes sense. And it means to become free of the effect, such as stiffness, numbness, or hardness of cold as a result of exposure to warmth. So when something is thawed, it's going to be free from the effect of cold. And the cold, we mean stiffness, numbness, hardness, that rigidness, that cold heart. You don't feel nothing. You ain't got nothing nice to say. You don't even want nobody in your space. You don't want to encourage anybody. You look at people like they're crazy. Somebody crying in church, like, oh, I wish he would just shut up. I'm telling you, it happens. I'm telling you, it happens. And so we have to check ourselves. So I want everyone to check yourself and to even people around you that unfreeze your heart. Unfreeze your heart. Let God thaw your heart, because underneath that cold exterior of the ice that is around the heart is a warm heart that God means. He put it in us to love one another. He says to love your neighbor, and this is the thing: we don't practice that enough, encouraging people enough. People we know maybe, but when's the last time you encouraged somebody just out of the blue? Somebody you didn't know. And those things go a long way. You never know that might be the thing that saves somebody from suicide. So unfreeze your heart so you can have compassion and empathy. And that is our transformational topic. Annette, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll be quick. I went to a funeral recently, and a gentleman was a soldier, and the guy that got up to speak, encouraging words, he alluded to this. He said that he was stationed somewhere, and he said he was there for a year. He said 365 days tap was played, which
Wow.
means somebody died. And
Somebody
he said
died.
he had got to the point where he wouldn't even stop and even acknowledge because it just became the norm. And it hit him. And he said it kind of hit him the day of the funeral because this person he knew. And that's how life is. It happens all the time. And you don't even think twice about it. Like, okay, here we go, And when you was talking, it was a couple of weeks ago. He said that how you can just become numb to a situation that, and that's traumatic because somebody lost their loved ones. And I've been like that. And that's why I knew it was time for me to retire because I got sick of it. Hey, what I'm gonna do? I'm like, well, why you asking me? I don't know.
Right.
And I don't have to answer. And you can't. I've had to ask God to forgive me on numerous occasions where my heart was frozen solid. But God, He of course.
We preaching to the choir.
Yeah. And sometimes you can recognize game. And you can recognize game, but there are some people legitimately that they ask for money. I mean, like Peter said, I don't have a silver and gold, I don't have, but I got something for you. I got the word of God. So yeah, that was really very, very, very powerful that you said, and and I desensitized to sickness, even death, and yeah, I could see that happening. I didn't work in that industry, but I worked in the industry where I dealt with people, and I heard the same story over and over and over and over and over. But these people legitimately had some concerns and didn't know what they were going to do.
Exactly.
So yeah. We as believers got to work on that for sure, because I mean everybody should, but those of us who are believers, because we're telling people about the good news, and you up there, you're an ice queen. Come on now. So
listen, and you right here with icicles coming out your nose.
You're right.
You got icicles here, and you trying to help somebody unfreeze. But anyway, listen, that was our transformational topic, good people.
Yeah.
And listen, we do this so that we can be encouraging and empowering and inspiring to all of you. So I hope it blessed you as much as it blessed us. And at this point, it is time for us to shift gears. But before we do, pull out y'all mug. It's time for the Can We Talk Toast. Bam! Toast, 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 toast. Look at that. She thinks she's something because she got a mug, y'all. You see it, don't you?
Hey, I almost forgot it.
Oh my God.
So, yeah. But I'm like, yes, I got my mug.
All right, it's time to shift gears. We're going to shift into the next phase of our conversation. But before we do, we're going to pause for a quote from our quoteologist, our poet, our linguist, our wordologist, whatever she is, all the writer extraordinaire, the woman of words, exquisite design, soar, TNT, gifts, hey girl, all of the wonderful things under her umbrella. But we're going to pause for Annettism. Annettism is a nice little quote that just kind of, inspires you. So we're going to pause for our Annettism right now. You still have time to share. So share this broadcast while we are away with Annettism, and we coming back, y'all, to rip the Band-Aid off. So we'll see y'all in about a minute and a half.
In the quiet of the night, when stars softly gleam, I wonder and I question without a dream. I see your presence, feel your touch. In the simple moments means so much. Why, God, I ponder in the tears that fall, in the joyous laughter, in the quiet call. Why do you listen? Why do you care? In every moment, you are always there. Why, God, I wonder, in the vast unknown, in the hearts of many, in the seas you've shown. Why do you love us, flawed as we are? Your light within us, a guiding star. In the silence, I find my answer clear. in the love that conquers, in the faith that's near. Why, God? Because you are the breath we breathe. In you we live, and in you we believe. This is Annette's Expressions. All right, it is time for the power tool. There are some matters and experiences that causes people to become hurt, fractured, or broken spiritually and emotionally. And there are so many of us that's in many pieces, even as I speak. Sometimes it's just take a conversation to mend a broken heart or spirit. In some cases, a band-aid, you can cover it up all you want to, won't do it. You need a power tool.
Power tool.
All right. The power tool for tonight will be hand on the trigger. Hand on the trigger. A trigger can be anything that sparks a memory, a trauma, a part of a trauma. When you encounter a trigger, memories and thoughts associated with the trauma come back without warning. And so many times we got our hand on the trigger. You cannot stop the intrusive thoughts and response. You feel a turn in your emotions and begin to react. Triggers can be identified as sight, often someone who resembles the abuser, who has similar traits or objects, such as clothes, hair, the distinctive mark, any situation where someone else is being abused. Sound, anything that sounds like anger, raised voices, argument, bangs, and thumps, sometimes breaking anything that sounds like pain or fear, crying, whispering, or screaming. Then we have smell. We're talking about triggers. Anything that resembles the smell of abuse, tobacco, alcohol, drugs, aftershave, perfume, any smell that resembles the place or situation where the abuse occurred. And sometimes with trigger, you don't even know they're there. And all of a sudden, your hand is on the trigger because something has woken up that thing that has been laying dormant. Then we're talking about touch, anything that resembles abuse, or things that occurred prior to or after the abuse. And even I'm going to digress just a second. Even in my own life, I've been pulling the trigger for so long. I've said this many times. I've been married several times. I married the same man with a different face, so I was pulling the trigger. There was something that I kept finding in the same man but different face, and I could not figure it out why I kept going through it over and over and over and over. But God gave me some clarity on that. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah. I want to talk about a couple of things. When you're dealing with triggers, some of the things that can help you, you have to try to have a perspective. As soon as you feel triggered try to take a bird's eye view of the situation. Recognize where these intense feelings are coming from. Remind yourself that you are safe, especially if you've been brutalized, beaten, raped. You got to realize that you're in a safe space. And I've been there in a situation. And what happens a lot of times when you're in a place, even though you're safe, you freeze, because all of a sudden you can almost feel that person's breath on you. So, but that's that trigger. But next, try taking slow, deep breath and remind yourself you're safe. You got to breathe in and out. Say, I'm not in that situation. I'm not in that situation. You might remind yourself, I'm safe. This is not then. This is now. Practice self-compassion and acceptance. Sometimes things have happened to us and it was not our fault, but we carry that. So the least little thing, we're pulling the trigger. As much as you can, try not to get irritated with yourself or have these feelings. Direct compassion toward yourself as you choose, because it reminds you of what was, but it's not what is. And the trick of the enemy, he will take what was and bring it to you what is, and try to let you know that that's the way it's going to be. But that's when you pull the trigger, that thing that causes you to get disbobulated. I've had so many triggers in my life. You then try meditating, practicing meditation may also be helpful to help reduce your anxiety. One of the things I have to do, I have to pray. I have to, if I'm in a situation that something's triggered me, I have to remove myself from that situation. From that even if it's somebody that look like one of the men I was married to. So I have to make sure, because I'm like, because I be wanting to go up there and slap them, but because I pull the trigger because of so much trauma in my life. Um, those triggers remind me of what I had gone through, and it's been many years ago. And some people still going to have triggers even from childhood. You're still dealing with triggers. You're still dealing with that abusive father, even the mother. What somebody may have done to you as a child. Those are the triggers. But what I will say about the trigger is sometimes you really can't help it. It just comes out of nowhere. Like I say, with the smell and whatever. Now I'm gonna tell you something about smell. My mother used to wear a particular perfume, and I was in the store one day, and because of that smell, all of a sudden it was almost it just took me back to growing up. It took me back that she was no longer there, and this was a older black lady had on the perfume. It took everything in me not to run over there and hug her, because all of a sudden that smell reminded me, which was a good thing in that case. But I wanted to use that, how triggers, things could happen to shift you, cause you to look at people different. I don't like people talking loud. And I'm sorry, when I'm in the store, I was in the store recently, and no disrespect to these particular people, but they were speaking Spanish, and they were so loud. I want to go there because all of a sudden it triggers in me that happened that was loud. Nothing with them. That's just who they were. They didn't do anything to me, but it triggered something that happened to me. I don't like loud bangs. Those are the things that trigger. And but we'll have those things, but we have to figure out, how can I deal with this trigger when it happens? Like I said, breathe, take a deep breath, walk away, go in another space, if you can. If you're home, do whatever you have to do to get you through that trigger, and be reminded that you're not back there, because a trigger take you back there, wherever your there was. And there's a couple of scriptures I want to leave with you. Proverbs 5:28. He that hath no rule of his own spirit is like a city that's broken down and without walls. And so many times we're like that. We're like a city without walls. Everything that attack us, there's nothing to stop those triggers from hitting us. And the second one is 1 Peter 5:7, casting all your care upon him, for he cares for you. So even when you have those triggers, just know you could cast them upon God, but he cares for you. And that's what I have tonight, pulling the trigger. Sometimes we pull the trigger ourselves, and hand on the trigger, and sometimes others do. But you can pull it, your hand on that trigger. But with your hand on that trigger, you do have what you take to get you through that, until you can come to yourself. I had to come to myself a lot of times. So the things that used to trigger me don't trigger me anymore. So hand on the trigger.
Man, let me tell you, some of our hands stay on the trigger. You hear me?
Yeah, true that.
But and it's a beautiful thing when you can look back in that and you can see life differently, and you think about, like, wow, if I would have like changed like years ago, I probably would have salvaged some relationships, some jobs, some whatever. I mean, because sometimes we become so triggered by things that we respond negatively. But then too, also the things that trigger your memory, like the one you had of your mom.
Yeah.
You smelled the perfume. So we just have to be mindful of what the ammunition is and what trigger our finger is on. And when you're on that finger where you're snapping, that's why the Bible said be slow to speak. Because sometimes you just got to be quiet for a minute and let God speak to you before you respond. Like you say, taste your words before you let them out of your mouth, because they might not be real sweet. You might realize that they're kind of bitter, and you need to kind of just back up a little bit.
Yeah.
But that was good though. Hand on the trigger. I was, when I saw the topic, I was like, oh Lord, where's she going with this right here? I'm like, like This is gonna be interesting. But yeah, so I appreciate you for that, and that for ripping off the band-aid and going into those deep, those deep thoughts. And these are deep, deep thoughts. So thank you so much. All right, good people. We're about to shift gears again. It's time for us to go to the next phase. But before we do, we're going to pause for some commercials. And after the commercial break, we coming back with those topics, y'all. Listen, I know y'all saw the flyer. And a couple of them was from last week. Well, most of them from last week. I added one. And I was trying, but I was holding. Listen, it took everything in me not to put the jury is out today with Trump's trial. I'm like, no, I'm going to stick to the script. I'm not going to put any more topics up. We're going to stick with the ones we got. But y'all saw the topics. So, this is like where it gets fun for me. Because y'all are trip movers. I'm just going to say that. We're just going to put that out there. So we're going to pause for our commercial break. We'll be back. Share it while we're gone. Because listen, we're going in tonight on some topics. And y'all need to you listen. Sometimes y'all don't know what's going on in the world. See, where we get our news from ain't conventional all the time. And that got her little ways. So she be finding some stuff. I'm like, how you find this, man? But we're going to pause for our commercial break. So we'll be back in about 2 minutes. And we're going to go into those topics.
Walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction with Power Walk Sunday. Each and every Sunday at 10 a.m. live on multiple platforms. When we eat well, we live well, and all will be well. Go to elbwell.com, join the journey, and take your life back. TNT, that's Tuesday Night Talk with the Andersons. Each and every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. live on multiple platforms. For more information and other services, visit AnnetteLAnderson.com. Your faithful co-hosts, Annette and Anita, along with the best mods this side of heaven, are live on Clubhouse in the Movers and Shakers house with Operation Manifestation every Friday night at 8 p.m. You don't want to miss this fiery conversation. If you don't have your copy yet, get yours today at Amazon.com. That's Living Life One Quote at a Time by Annette L. Anderson. Another milestone reached. Get your copy of The Wow Effect by Anita Faye Wilson, available on all platforms, or you can visit AnitaFayeWilson.com. And you can always catch us live on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. for Can We Talk? Join us with your Can We Talk coffee mug. Get yours today. They're $15 and that includes shipping. Sow good seed into good soil. You can sow a seed into Movement Worldwide via Cash App at $Movement Worldwide, Zelle at info@movementworldwide.org, or by becoming a patron. You can visit our website at movementworldwide.org, click the red button, go to patreon.com, and set up your account today. And remember to follow us on all platforms. Like, subscribe, click that notification button, and don't forget to share. It's that time. Tea Time Topics.
It's time for Tea Time Topics. Tea Time Topics. Go net now. Tea Time Topics. Go, girl. Ooh, here you go now.
I'm still on beat tonight.
Go net.
I get on beat.
And then you look like you really focused on it. Let me say this. Right here.
I was.
All righty, it's time for those Tea Time Topics. We go from the news, the good, bad, and the ugly, keeping it light but keeping it real, and giving a dose of Black history in the process. So we're going to go straight into our topics on tonight, and we're sharing our first one. Lord have mercy. Listen, I couldn't take this off for nothing in the world, because when I tell you this thing tickled me so bad last week, Lord Jesus. Civility was in small supply Thursday night during a House, this is last Thursday, during a House Oversight and Accountability Committee after Georgia Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene insulted Texas Democrat Jasmine Crockett's appearance in what may deemed a racist attack, what many deemed a racist attack. The committee was meeting to vote on holding Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress for his failure to turn over a subpoenaed audio recording of President Joe Biden's interview with special counsel Robert Hur. At one point during the meeting, Green asked whether any Democrats on the committee were employing the daughter of Judge Juan Merchan, who is presiding over Trump's hush money trial involving adult film star Stormy Daniels. When Crockett asked how her question was relevant to the point at hand, Green responded by insulting her appearance. "Please tell me what this has to do with Merrick Garland," asked Crockett, who is serving her first term. Do you know what we're here for? I don't think you know what we're here for. I think your fake eyelashes are messing up what you're reading," Green responded. At one point during the meeting, Green asked whether any Democrats on the committee were, well, you see, I think you repeated that in that. Yeah. And when Crockett asked her how the question was relevant to the point at hand, Green responded by insulting her appearance. Oh, sorry. I don't know why it's a repeat in here. I have no idea why it's there. And she said, wait a minute, she said, I do have a point of order, and I would like to move to take down Ms. Green's words. This was somebody responded to her. I do have a point of order. I think it was Ocasio-Cortez. It was Cortez. She said, that is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you attack the physical appearance of another person? Move her words down. Are your feelings hurt? Green asked. I mean, when I say nasty, it's just like over the top, unnecessarily nasty. Did I hurt your feelings? Are your feelings hurt? Oh, girl. Oh, baby girl. Don't even play. That's what Cortez said in response. She also demanded that Green apologize. Green agreed to have her comment stricken, but refused to apologize. The committee then took a vote on whether Green should be allowed to continue to speak, and many Republicans, with a notable exception of Lauren Boebert, voted to allow it. Perplexed at what she deemed a double standard, Crockett then threw an obvious jab at Green while seeking clarification. She said, I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad-built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct? When I tell you the memes about that are beyond. Crockett asked, this prompted Florida Republican Anna Paulina Luna to jump in and request that Crockett's comments be stricken from the record. Luna also yelled at Crockett, telling her to calm down and accusing her of being out of control. Don't tell me to calm down because y'all talk noise, and then you can't take it because I come and talk S about her. Y'all gonna have a problem. And that's exactly what that was. It's such a double standard. Y'all wasn't y'all were kiki kakan and having a little kiki face when she said her comment. But when homegirl made her comment, which was very, 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 very accurate, then they went, now she wrong. But y'all wasn't reprimanding Marjorie. She out of order 100% of the time. I don't know a time that they have been in session or been in anything that lady has not been out of order. And nobody checks her.
They should have checked her with the very first question about the judge's daughter. She should have been checked then.
Exactly.
She should have been checked in, but that's all right. They got gospel songs about her. They got country.
Girl, they're going in.
They got.
I bet you she'll think twice before she say something else.
Oh no, but she met a match.
Oh, she met her match big time with that.
They showed her exercising, girl. You might as well go and put that girl.
Let it go.
She like my grandkids said, she ate up and it wasn't no crumbs left. She told her, and she deserved it.
She did.
You know, they want to, call the child loud. Oh, she did. She know, baby, the loud foolishness comes from this woman.
Thank you.
And she won't stop. She said somebody tried to attack her at dinner. Somebody made fun of her at the airport.
That's what you get.
Yeah.
That's what you get. You think you were just going to make that comment and are your fake eyelashes in a way? And she was picking up something.
Oh yeah.
But when old girl with the bleach blonde, bad built butch body.
Yeah. ate her up. There
Ate
was
her.
no come. There's no coming. There's sometimes in life there's no coming back from that. There's no. I don't care what she say from now to Jesus coming back. There's no coming back from that. She ate her alive, and
She
then
did.
used one profanity because there could have been another B in there, but
Okay.
she did, and I'm glad because that wouldn't have been nice. But
But
she
here's
ate
the
up.
thing, though. What was so funny is that when you see the memes, there was one that okay, children, it was a teacher. Time for B words today. Bad body, bleach blonde, bad body. I'm like, oh my god.
She did. She
I was
is
like, look
such
at
a
that.
nasty, attention-seeking woman. She do whatever she has to do, stay in the limelight. Now someone Biden had ordered Trump to be killed. I just rolled my eyes, say, you know what? I'm not even entertaining. I kept right
Ridiculous.
on clicking.
It
But
makes no
I don't
sense.
even like to talk about it. But in this case, she deserved it.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
big time. And I'm glad she got hers. I'm glad she got hers. It's like you got yours, baby girl.
Uh-huh.
She tore you up from the floor up, and
So
you are
you
done.
up,
You don't need to say nothing
baby.
else. Nothing else. All
Well, you
right,
sure better
fellas.
not say nothing to her. But anyway,
Okay.
all
All
right.
right, fellas. Please get the bleach blonde, bad built butch body off the stage, please, fellas.
Girl, get on over there.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, y'all. That is just too funny to me. All
Me
right.
too. Okay. Sean Diddy Combs took to Instagram to issue an apology for his action against former girlfriend Casey Ventura, stemming from a 2016 domestic violence incident caught on hotel surveillance footage. While many of his fans and critics have shared their thoughts of the footage since it was shared by CNN on last Friday, May 17, Bishop T.D. Jakes, a longtime associate of Combs, used the first few minutes of his Sunday sermon to address the topics. The topic. Jakes took the stage at the Potter's House, Dallas, and before beginning his usual sermon, well, ain't nothing usual about his sermon. I don't know why they put that in there. He paused to discuss the weekend viral topic. It wasn't on Instagram. He prefaced. I got a request that came in over social media that I happened to see as I was coming to church. The request was for TD Jakes to pray for women who are living in danger in their homes. When I saw the image that had been floating over news all week, it became difficult to watch, Jakes said, revealing that the heartbreaking footage hit close to home. The atrocious, degrading, demeaning debauchery. I know who it was, but I saw my daughters. As a man, I saw my daughters. It made me angry. It made me angry, Bishop T.D. Jakes. That reminds the congregation that both the abused and the abusers can be anyone, educated, uneducated, church, unchurched, rich or poor. But regardless of who they are, they need help spiritually and professionally. And he went on to say, let me tell you a couple of things before we pray, both for the victims and the predator, says Jake. There's something you need to understand. If you got a rage you can't control, if you have emotional problem and mental issues where you're bipolar and your kids get scared when they hear your car coming home, you got to get some help, dude. I got mad like it was me, Jake said before, asking the congregation to join hands with their neighbors in prayer and reminding them that those hands that they're joining could also need help. Meanwhile, somewhere in the world, Sean Diddy Combs took to Instagram to offer his deep remorse for his past action against Casey. And that's it for that. That situation was, first of all, it didn't surprise me. That's why she got all the millions of dollars. You know about who, but that's why he settled that thing within 3 days.
He settled.
You ain't got to be a rocket star. Everybody, I'm gonna call everybody clutching their
That ain't
invisible.
even a touch.
That's
Of
not,
the evidence that she has.
Listen, why y'all grabbing y'all imaginary pearls? There is no way that nobody, I've never seen somebody file a lawsuit like that, and somebody in 3 days, I think it was, that, he had done more than that. And listen, I'm like, Jake, there's a lot of people. Yeah, that's we talking about Sean, but there's some abusers in this world. I've seen, so because I do a lot of research, and I've seen so many women would abuser kill them. So many, black and white. It ain't even by the color, So, and even after this situation, she stayed with him 2 more years. Abusers stays abuse the abusee sometimes stays with the abuser because they'll come. I'm sorry, I won't do it no more. I won't do it. But I'm not. I don't know why people are shocked. I wasn't. We just didn't see the tangible evidence, but the evidence spoke for itself. That's just like you say. That's just a small tidbit of what he's done.
Just a
Small, a snippet. Why do you think that man paid that money? Because he know. He know.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just read some of the comments like y'all shocked. Boo. But I guess it's shocking to see it.
But the thing is, when you look at the comments under his live, though, they ain't even having it. They're like, whatever, sit down somewhere. You saying you sorry now because you got caught.
Yeah.
And it's sad that, because he was like, I would have more compassion. And this is not me having a cold heart. This is not a frozen heart speaking, but I would have more compassion. I do have compassion for him, but I would have more if he hadn't said anything. But if you come out and say, oh, I deny all accusations against me, and they kill me when they say I categorically deny, because they say stuff like that all the time, but you're not expecting the evidence to surface.
That's true.
But now that you're under federal investigation and federal charges and your home has been raided, everything is off the table. They coming out with everything. So you're under the radar now, and so much more is coming out than what we've seen. And now you want to apologize. So
you do. But listen, Nita, you do know that's the lawyer speaking. That ain't him.
Of course.
That's why you hide the best lawyers. That ain't him. Because that ain't.
That's lawyers and publicists.
That's right. They speaking and trying to do damage control. And I do hope he get help. And how I am. You know how I feel. He has a soul, and you can't undo what you've done.
Exactly.
You can't
we can't throw him away because he has a soul. We're supposed to still try to get the soul.
We have to, because only difference between him and a lot of us. Now I ain't never beat nobody like that, but we're not. Nobody really cares, and they ain't really pull our covers. But he needs help, and he should get it for real. But that ain't him talking taboo. They did damage control as much as they could. How much, but I'm not surprised. And I've seen people get beat, Nita. Yes, she was beat, but I've seen somebody beat a whole lot worse than her. And that was bad. Now, don't get me wrong, but I've seen abuse. I've seen the after effects of abuse, even in family, so, but just at the end of the day, as much as we're mad at him, we still got to pray for him. We still got to do it. And I know for some people, I ain't praying for him. Well, God forgive. We got to. We don't have no choice.
No, we don't have a choice.
We have to. But yeah. But anyway, that's his story. Okay.
So it's really sad,
it is.
But hey,
I hate it happen, but it's been happening. There are men who have been abusers for years. And then they be abusing young men, and they become old men. That's why I always look at people like, wonder what happened. I have to really wheel myself back in. But there have been abusers who have gotten away with it for years, never was caught. He was caught because a lot of times who he is. If he would not be who he is, that wouldn't be no topic, because it's a lot of abuse in this country.
That's true, Bella. The feds don't play.
Yeah,
the feds, they come in. It's like
they come in. I'm hoping for his sake he ain't have no. I mean, that was bad, but from what I read, they say they can't prosecute. They can't prosecute him on beating her because of it. No. Yeah. So, but Lord Jesus, I tell you what, wherever he at, his rump ought to be real tight.
I'm sure it's real tight.
It's tight, girl. I'm gonna just pray for the man that God.
You gotta pray for him, and the thing is, I'm happy that it's exposed so that there won't be other victims, because there are so many more, and they just haven't come out. There's so many more that will never come out in that.
Yeah, never come.
There are a lot of victims.
Let me tell you, just like Winefield, whoever that he up there bending over, pushing. Boy, you've been abusing women forever. Now you old and all sunk in. I just looked at it. You an abuser.
Exactly.
But he got a soul. But okay, we'll move on.
He got a soul too.
Got a soul.
Got a
And
soul.
listen, y'all, be careful, y'all. I know we want to slam somebody. Be careful, because he may be up in the purgation. You still be down here hating him, you know.
Okay, you mess around and start hating, and he in heaven.
Yeah, he done repented. That's
I
a
didn't
God.
go to heaven because I was because I hated him. He ain't worth missing heaven over. He ain't worth. He ain't worth it. In the words of Sophia, he ain't worth it. He ain't worth it. All right,
yeah.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
And here's the one I threw in.
Oh.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. The SWAT raid on singer Sean Kingston's South Florida home last week that led to both his mother and his mother's arrest can be traced to a months-long theft and fraud scheme, police say. The Beautiful Girls and fire-burning pop star, 34 years old, and his mother, Janice Turner, 61, faced 10 charges of grand theft, fraud, and criminal use of personal identification information, according to a Broward Sheriff's Office arrest warrant reviewed by The Times. The warrant accuses the singer and his mother of stealing more than $1 million in money, jewelry, and other goods from several businesses from October through March. A legal representative for Kingston did not immediately respond to the Times' request for comment Tuesday. The warrant alleges that the mother and son swindled more than $480,000 worth of jewelry from an individual, a Cadillac Escalade worth nearly $160,000, and furniture that cost upward of $86,500. Kingston and his mother also allegedly stole more than $200,000 from Bank of America and more than $100,000 from First Republic Bank. Kingston was also accused of violating the terms of his 2-year probation for trafficking stolen property in a 2020 incident involving an unpaid jewelry bill. The singer was arrested in San Bernardino County on Thursday, hours after a SWAT team raided his home in Southwest Ranches, an affluent suburb of Fort Lauderdale. Law enforcement officers were seen after the raid loading a van with goods. Video from NBC6 South Florida showed several luxury vehicles, including a Mercedes-Benz, a pair of Bentleys, and a Tesla parked outside the property. Turner was detained in Florida amid the raid and was held on a $160,000 bond. Before his arrest, Kingston addressed the presence of law enforcement at his home, writing in a since-deleted Instagram story. People love negative energy. I'm good, and so is my mother. My lawyers are handling everything as we speak. At the time of the raid, Robert Rosenbaum, attorney for the singer and Turner, said he was aware of the allegations against his client and was confident of a successful resolution.
Sound like they were mighty greedy.
Girl. So,
ooh, Lord.
So the thing is, and here's the thing, of course, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna bash them one way or the other. I know them personally, and have worked with them on several occasions. Well, mainly with Sean. Sean is the artist, and I know his mother. I met her. I've been in their home too, and I do know that she had been in trouble for this before she went to prison for almost the same kind of thing. And so now it seems to have gone to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And there were allegations allegedly floating around that not only, that this is not something new, that they've done this before with houses, even not moved into people's homes that they're renting and never paying rent, having cars, never paying the bill, hiding them in garages, whatever, doing whatever they do. I don't know how it's, the guy who had the jewelry said that he has a way of talking you into letting him leave with your jewelry, and then he never pays for it. I think that TV on the wall was $100 and something thousand, and he paid I think it was $150,000 TV, and he paid like $70,000 or something and never finished paying for it. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. So
this $160,000 car.
Wow. I mean, those luxury cars are,
I mean, I know they're expensive, but I'm just saying.
Ooh. But a television, $150,000 television.
Is the people's gonna step out the screen? But I mean, I know they're the top of the line, obvious.
Listen, my heart goes out, and and I forgot. Listen, because somebody just texted me. I did forget to put this up for the first Tea Time topic that we were with homegirl. And we gave her the applause for her bad butch body comment. And
Yeah.
poor Diddy, we got Diddy right here with the
Oh yeah.
but I'm sure when they saw the police coming, they were straight up like,
Oh my God.
I know they were straight up like that, because the thing is, number one, I don't even know if either of them, probably Sean, but I know Janice, she's from Jamaica. So when you get in trouble like that, they'll be ready to deport you and you will never be able to return. If you get convicted of something, I'm thinking, it's really sad when you think about it from that perspective. Like, wow, what are they going to do if, should, this thing plays all the way out? I mean, ain't no slaps on the wrist. And especially when you're a repeat offender. And then, oh, wow. And I know she's bonded out as of earlier today. When I saw, when I was looking through the news, I didn't see that it said that Sean was still locked up, but his mother had since bailed out.
Yeah, because if he on probation, when he on parole or probation, if he was on probation,
I don't know if he has bail.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know if he's being held without because it's a violation or what. So our hearts go out to him. I hope that they get this together. And listen, regardless, people got to be held accountable for their actions.
Yeah.
And you got to go through the process, because obviously, I was looking at the man who was talking about the TV. They were waiting outside. He said, I know my property's in that house. I'm like, wow.
Nita, if you ever get a picture of that TV so we can bring it on here. I'll put it like this. That ain't, I don't know nothing about all that. I'm praying for them that some of this stuff is not true. Yeah, I'm praying for them, because if it is, that's a lot that you wow, that's a lot.
Listen, that's when you're looking at $1 million, you way past $5,000 is a felony, right? So $1 million, that's a lot of money.
And taking stuff is pay your bills. If you can't afford that, stop trying to be. I don't know that people issues. If it's alleged, so we just are hoping it's just some of this stuff, because a lot of times people get they say you did this, and then when they go to court, it don't be as bad. So we shall see. Oh man, ooh,
listen,
shoot, ooh. Well, Nita, I tell you what, we're gonna be following this, y'all. We're gonna let y'all know. Nita gonna be.
Oh, trust me.
Ooh,
I'm watching. I'm handling. I'm handling the business, because I'm watching this story because of course, because I know the people, but I want us to still have our news. We're gonna cover the news. Hey, listen, ain't nobody exempt.
Nobody
definitely cover. Ain't nobody exempt to what we cover. Now, I'm gonna listen. You know me. I've gone on to Google, and I didn't find the actual TV, because this size TV has to hang. First of all, it hangs on the wall. You know how you put up a TV mount for your TVs that hang on the wall?
Yeah.
And you know how you have this one little thing in the middle and the TV hang on that, right?
Yeah.
Well, a TV this large has to have multiple mounts, like huge mounts, multiple. And there's no way that you can mistakenly steal $150,000 TV. So I'm going to pull the thing, and I'm going to get it on for us at one of the later, so y'all can see the size that this TV was, so you can kind of get an idea for those who didn't see it.
Jesus.
Today.
I would say Lord Jesus.
Jesus. Lord Jesus. All right, fellas, come on to Jesus. We'll pull a thing. Come on, take us to the next one. We're moving right along.
Moving. We keep it moving.
Okay. A Mississippi mother is pressing criminal charges against assistant principal at her daughter's middle school after a video emerged allegedly showing the official manhandling her girl and kicking her. Shamika McIntyre of DeSoto County claims her 12-year-old daughter got in a fight with another student at South Haven Middle School on May the 3rd when Assistant Principal Granger Brown allegedly jumped into the fight, grabbed the girl roughly, and kicked her. Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh man, all they were concerned about was getting her suspended for the fight. But when this grown man put his foot on my daughter and snatching her, that's not cool. Brown has since been suspended from duty, according to district official who spoke with McIntyre. Mm-hmm. However, it wasn't clear if he was receiving any salary amid fresh allegation of misconduct following the incident. McIntyre said her daughter really doesn't even want to be in school, but reluctantly went back to class on May 9 after serving a 3-day suspension. So I think he must be lost because she may be kind of have some issues there. McIntyre clarified that she doesn't excuse her daughter's aggressive behavior, but said her main concern is the manner in which Brown handled the situation. I agree. I was mad as ever, McIntyre told a local outlet. The assistant principal intervened and grabbed her hair and her jacket, and he took his foot and he kicked her, which I feel like that was uncalled for, she said. McIntyre stated that neither the school nor the district informed her about the action Brown took in the heat of the moment. McIntyre said her daughter told her what happened later that day, but she did not fully understand Brown's apparent overreaction until she reviewed a video of the brawl. This looks like she was literally being attacked, the mother said. And the way he did it and walked off was like his whole demeanor. His whole body language was like, and he cannot say he did not do that on purpose. You purposely did that like you had a personal issue with her. That was the mother saying it. He must be, okay, sir, he must be lost it. Yeah, the kids are bad, but you cannot do.
You cannot make people turn.
You cannot do that. And obviously, your child was suspended. Okay, but what does that have to do with you putting your foot? And see, nowadays, cameras everywhere. He kicked that child.
You put your foot on these people's child. Now,
yes.
Now you have a death wish.
Yes. And he's a black guy. That would make sure his picture was there. Oh yeah.
You obviously have a death wish because, in a lot of cases, I mean, I don't know where the daddy at, but baby, can you imagine the daddy going and holding him accountable for putting his foot on his child?
Foot on his.
Where did you think that was going to lead? That's not going to lead nowhere but to, a problem.
That's awful.
It's awful. It's awful. Listen. I'm telling you one thing. I wouldn't just be talking to the news. They would still be removing my foot. I'm serious.
Hey, what a foot was gonna be neither.
There would still be fragments. You're like, oh, we found a toe. So we need to attach your toe back to your foot. Okay, thank you. Mm-hmm. They'll still be finding. They'll still be finding fragments because there's no way in God's green earth. That's crazy. That's crazy. I know that's right. Lord have mercy, Jesus. But listen, let me show y'all this TV. I'm going to show y'all the TV. Well, this is the back. This is the thing. This is the mount.
That's the mount?
That's the mount. Yeah. You see the little hooks?
Yeah.
That's how big the TV filled the whole wall. That's why the TV was so expensive. And this is the TV up. So the TV filled the whole wall. They got their TV. But this bro right here, listen. And look how he's standing there. And he don't even look remorseful. Even though this is not a picture from him, talking, but looking at his picture and judging by what the woman said, he don't care. But he would care when they removing fragments from him, from my foot, going sideways. Trust me. Woo, Lord have mercy, Jesus. I can't even like get my words right. That's how hot I am. I'm kind of angry because I want to fight him myself for what he did to these people, child. I think probably bad as HE double hockey sticks, but you don't go and kick.
That's right. You can't do that. You cannot do that, sir.
No, you can't do that. That's crazy. Whew. All right, fellas, come on. We winding on down. Take us to the next one. Jesus.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
All righty then. Going on to the next tea time topic. Two Black elementary school children who spoke in front of the Denver City Council earlier this week were verbally attacked by an audience member via Zoom who called them the N-word and told them go back to effing Africa. The kids were part of a chaperone group of students from Monarch Montessori School who were set to speak at a city council meeting on Monday to advocate for multiple school plans. Two young Black girls, one in fourth grade and the other in fifth grade, are part of the student leadership committee at their school. They went before the council to promote an idea to build a yurt, which would be used for music classes and provide additional classroom space. Westward reports that less than a minute into their speech, a female-sounding voice interrupted their remarks via Zoom and launched into a racist rant that lasted for about 30 seconds. How did she get to do that for 30 seconds and nobody muted her mic? I don't understand that, Annette. How does she get on a rant and using the N-word and everything else and nobody muted her mic? We know how how Zoom works.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody muted her mic. So she went on, on this 30-second rant as council staff members scrambled to boot the caller from the meeting. During the tirade, the caller used statements like, "You effing little N-words," and "You should move the N-words," or better yet, "the Jews that brought them here." The outburst made one girl break out into tears. She had to be escorted from the podium by her teacher while the other bravely chose to start her speech over. The words were vile, as was the character of the person. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Whew. Let me move off for a second. And then you go, I'll burn it up, right?
I know it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know why I can't find people like that in there? Why I can't find them? The words were vile, as was the person who was actively seek to say these words to two beautiful, courageous young girls. Council President Jamie Torres said in a statement issued the day after the meeting. These youth gathered the bravery to bring their voices to the city council representative to improve their school and community. We honor and praise the two young voices and condemn anyone who would attack them and any other member of our community. City council administrative staff is investigating the incident, which they called a breach. Staffers usually mute all members of the public who watch the council meetings through Zoom until they're called on to speak. Call logs revealed the name of the person responsible for the rant was Charla Nash, but council administrators think it's a fake since it's the name of a woman who made headlines after being attacked by a chimp in 2009. They're currently working to determine how that person disrupted the call and work to enact better preventative measures that they had to endure these racist actions and words. Our chamber brings us pain, Torres said. According to Westward, the Denver City Council condemns any hate speech and wants those responsible to know it only serves to motivate us on City Council, two of whom are African American, 6 of whom are Latina, all of whom will continue to serve proudly as anti-racist council and community members. Monarch Montessori Executive Director Lori Petty said that the school is organizing an event alongside the school board to celebrate the children for their bravery.
Wow. Well, it's safe to say they're not Democrats.
Oh, I just read this. Anita said she can put her foot where the sun don't shine. But you know what? I'm frustrated by that because, Annette, the thing is, when it's usually a large thing like that, somebody messed up. Because usually when it's a Zoom like that, you handle your microphones so that the people can't unmute themselves. I've been on several Zoom calls and, town hall meetings, et cetera, where you can't unmute. And so for the mere fact that this lady, whomever it was, came on and made that rant, it makes me believe it's an inside job.
Me too. I thought the same thing. I'm like, wait a minute, I've been on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the main things you do.
Right.
You mute everybody because number one, you don't want them talking over each other, and you know that one person I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. But and think about this little baby traumatized. The other little girls, like I'm gonna start over, but the other little baby was traumatized. She probably, you attacking children.
And see, this was somebody who knew what was on the agenda, number one,
Mm-hmm.
because they came out when the girls were speaking. So you knew that they were going to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You knew they were going to speak. It was inside. And
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden they're scrambling trying to find the button. The button is like, and according to, it should have been open. It should have been open for anybody to just unmic. Because that's just standard when it comes to, political meetings and big meetings like that. You don't leave it open. When we used to have our little meeting, we used to leave it open because we didn't have about 10, 20 people in the meeting.
That's right.
Sometimes less than that. It was just us. So we knew everyone who was on. So we didn't leave it open so that people could come in and just randomly rant. Because sometimes that happens, but that's, oh my God. I'm devastated for those little girls and whoever that person was. Listen,
And then they attack the Jews too. What is that?
right.
You come on.
Your day is coming. You'll be just like this car. You for a serious problem.
A coward. If you feel like that way, then you should be. Why you would assume that? I'm on here. What I say is what I say. I ain't gonna say nothing that's derogatory. So what a coward she was or he was.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Crazy,
Oh
crazy.
boy, that hurt my little feelings when I saw that.
Definitely an inside job. I believe
Oh,
it.
yeah,
Inside,
yeah, of
inside,
course.
and just awful. I'm disgusted by it. So, but anyway. All right, fellas, come on, take us to the next one.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
Okay. Well, we're doing the Colorado Springs City Council has approved $2.1 million settlement with a black man who filed an excessive force lawsuit against after he was severely beaten by three Colorado Springs police officers 2 years ago. The lawsuit named Colorado Springs officer Cody J. Hickman, Matthew Anderson, he no kidding me, okay, y'all, and Christopher Hummel. The council approved the massive settlement by a 7-1 vote with one council member absent. So the brutal arrest on October 9, 2022 left 29-year-old Navy veteran, okay, Devan Gatson blooded with two black eyes and a ruptured eardrum, leading to a lawsuit in federal court. Three officers involved in the traffic stop and arrested initially suspected Gatson had been driving under the influence after they allegedly smelled marijuana and accused the man of slurring his speech while driving to his destination. I was pulled over by the police. The situation intensified when Gatson questioned why he should exit his vehicle as instructed, leading to a physical altercation with the officers. Eventually, Gatson was forcibly removed from his car and pounded to the ground, resulting in severe injuries that left him in the hospital. Court documents obtained by Law and Crime reveal that Anderson hit the driver over 20 times with a closed fist as Hummel restrained Gatson's left arm. During the incident, Hummel was heard saying, "I slapped the everlasting F out of this dude." Other officers were heard laughing while others stated, I explicit drew down on him when you were hitting him. It's difficult to listen to those officers laugh and joke about beating a veteran to a bloody mess and drawing their firearms on an unarmed man, said Gaston attorney Harry Daniels in a statement at the time of the incident, adding that they beat him mercifully. However, after police body cam footage exposed potential misconduct, these charges were ultimately dropped in January 2023 by the district attorney of the 4th Judicial Circuit, and Gaston was only required to pay a fine of $15 for the missing plates. They dropped it. The internal, sometime I'll tell you, the internal review determined that some of the officers' action were justified, but that they violated department policy by handling Gatson roughly. That's what you call it.
Mm.
And then standing around joshing with each other instead of seeking immediate medical attention. Following the council's decision to settle the case, Gatson attorney, including Harry Daniels, issued a strongly worded statement criticizing law enforcement and calling the payout a warning to all those who think their badges entitle them to brutalize the men and women they're sworn to protect and serve. You are not above the law. And if your own department refuses to hold you accountable, we will, the attorney wrote, noting that they were will continue to work with the Justice Department as part of an ongoing federal investigation. We will not stop until justice is done. Gadsden legal team continued. The kind of violence is unacceptable, whether it happens in Cayman County, Georgia, or Colorado Springs. The American people won't stand for it.
Woosa, 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 woosa. I can't either, honey. Just out of control. And they really could have killed this man.
It could have.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going, hit. Why you hit him? I don't understand why they didn't get fired. What was the justification for hitting somebody 20 times when they were on the ground?
None at all. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's sad. It's disheartening. Woo. Right. And in the end, he served the country.
Yeah, he said, yeah.
They don't care. They didn't serve it, more than likely.
No.
And they get a big old fat womp womp from me.
Oh, that's right, man.
Woo. All right, fellas, come on and take the trash off the stage. Jesus.
Moving, moving, moving. We keep it moving.
All righty. I'm sorry, y'all. Like I'm, because I be having to go clickety clack, because I got to do like multiple things. And then sometimes when my finger gets stuck on one little thing and I'm like, oh, shoot, I can't get back. I got to get back to my tea time topic. All right, I'm getting there. Sorry, y'all. And it should have been more than 2.1 million. It should have been 5 times that amount.
Yeah, but yes, you're right. You're right.
The woman who was miraculously rescued after her truck careened off a bridge in Louisville, Kentucky 2 months ago recently spoke out about the terrifying experience. National headlines covered the accident that sent Sydney Thomas semi-truck over the edge of the Clark Memorial Bridge on March 1st. A pickup truck crashed into Thomas semi and took its suspension out, sending it plowing through the bridge guardrail. Half the rig went over the bridge. The cab where Thomas was seated dangled over the Ohio River, while the trailer stayed fixed over the bridge's edge, keeping the entire truck from plunging into the river. This is it, the 26-year-old mother and military veteran recalled thinking at that moment. When I went through the railing, I was like, wow, this is a crazy way to die. I really thought I was going to die. Thomas was trapped inside for 40 minutes, saying that she kept as still as possible that entire time in fear that one wrong move might send the whole truck into the water below her. I have to be still because if I move an inch, the truck might shift and fall over, Thomas said. My foot was on the brake and I had my hand on the steering wheel, and I sat like that for a long time. I was praying and I was crying and I was trying just to stay calm and just hope and pray that they would be able to get me out, because I didn't think they would be able to. She said in a worst case scenario, if the truck had completely tipped over, that she would have hopped out the cab and tried to swim to shore. It took time for the authorities to set up the equipment necessary for her rescue. Firefighter Bryce Carden was sent over the bridge by a harness to save Thomas, and they were both carefully hoisted up to safety. I have my moments, but God has me here for a reason, Thomas said. I have to fulfill my purpose in life, and I can't let something like that stop me from doing what I'm supposed to be doing for him. He brought me out of it. He doesn't want me to live in fear the rest of my life, and I know that. Louisville police charged 33-year-old Trevor Braham, the pickup truck driver who hit Thomas, with several counts of wanton endangerment, as well as driving on a suspended license. This told authorities that Branham was speeding and weaving in and out of traffic until he hit the vehicle, and that was stalled on the bridge, lost control of it, and hit Thomas head on. 2 people in another vehicle were also hurt. Thomas said she harbors no ill against Branham, but is satisfied with the charges he faces. I can't hold no hate in my heart, she said. We all make mistakes, and me holding a grudge or being angry for the rest of my life at him is going to do nothing for me. Thomas, who WHAS, she'll return to work at Cisco on June 1st, but she'll wait a while before driving another semi. She said she said when she starts driving again, she won't ever cross the Clark Memorial Bridge. I can't blame her. I don't think I would go across the bridge again either.
Oh, oh my God.
I
Tell
don't
me,
think yes, I don't think I would go across that bridge either.
me
Can you
either.
imagine?
40 minutes?
Yes.
That's
And
a long time.
I saw that, I was watching on the news, and I saw how when he hit her truck, because it showed her inside, and now she was like, trying to get control of it, and the thing slammed into the bridge, and it was hanging. And just imagine being that high up in the air and you looking down and knowing usually with something that high in the air, when it hits the water, it shatters. That's why people die a lot of times when they jump off of bridges into water, because the water is like a razor to your body when you hit the water wrong. So it's wow. Bless her heart, and bless her heart that she realizes that she's here for a purpose. She got a purpose to
Yes.
and she has to do what God has called her to do. So it was nice to hear that, and I'm happy she was rescued. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I just, it was a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
Can you, them probably the longest 40 minutes of her life.
Well, can you imagine?
Oh my gosh. When you don't know any route, and to be and for her to be still at 40 minutes and keep her foot on the brakes.
I think would fall asleep.
Oh my two child.
Girl.
Woo, Lord.
Just imagine. And don't mess around and have to cough or sneeze.
Oh, girl, go to bed. Oh, Lord. But that's all right.
Go to the bathroom, you just gonna have to go right there. Because I promise. A miracle.
People who rescued her, they will be my friend for life.
Forever and ever and ever and ever. I'll send them Christmas gifts and flowers and candy and oranges from Harry and David. I'll do whatever I got to do to make sure that they know I am grateful that they took me.
Oh my God. What an awesome story. What an awesome story.
So we're so happy that she was rescued.
Yeah, it's the hand of God in that one.
Great miracle. All right, fellas, come on and take us to the next one.
Moving. We keep it moving.
Okay, I think it's our last one for tonight.
It is.
Yes.
History.
Okay, our history. Oh man, this story just blessed me. Joan Trumpier, I guess, Mulholland. She was born September 14, 1941, and she's still alive. She was disturbed by the disparities as she noticed between black and white neighborhoods. She said, I could see with my own eyes the difference between the black school and the white school. She later said that really struck me when she enrolled in Duke University in 1960. She spent more time going to sit-ins than pledging for sororities. After a year, she dropped out and moved to DC, where she helped plan the Freedom Rides. Instead, she put her life on the line to support it. These bus trips across the South were aimed to test federal laws banning segregation on public transit. But they segregated is I can name people who are segregated, okay? Mm-hmm. On May 14, 1961, I was 2 years old. Furious protesters bombed a bus full of Freedom Riders in Anniston, Alabama. Mulholland and others activists promptly flew south to protest the injustice and were thrown in jail. She and other female activists were subject to vaginal exams and kept on death row for 2 months. Mm. But the scare tactic didn't work on her. As soon as she left jail, she returned to the fray. In the next several years, she enrolled in an all-black college where she met Medgar Evers and Martin Luther King Jr. She participated in the violent Woodworth sit-in 1963 and had a close brush with KKK. In that instance, KKK members stopped Mulholland and other activists as they drove out of Canton, Mississippi. Through the KKK beat their driver. Though they beat their driver, they let the activists let them go on their way. That sometimes God hand is just in stuff. That night on the road out of Canton, Mulholland later said, "We was convinced that it was the end." She later learned that KK had meant to kill them, and because they failed, they killed 3 other activists instead. Wow. Michael, I can't pronounce his last name, SCHWERNER, James Chaney, and Andrew Goodman. On August 28, 1963, Mulholland attended the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. She rode to Washington, D.C. with Moody, the Reverend Ed King, and his wife. On their return, the group stopped in the Federal Park in Tennessee, where they spent the night. Moody recalled seeing a group of white women come into view and watched just as the car drove away. Due to their action as activists participated in at least 3 dozen sit-ins, not only was she disowned by her family, but she was also hunted by the Klan. Wow. Mulholland's mother believed that she had been sucked into a cult. While her father was ultimately concerned about her safety. As a white Southern woman, her courage and fortitude in the movement is highly regarded and recognized. She appeared in several books, including Coming of Age in Mississippi, Breach of Peace, We Should Not Be Moved, and now in a new illustrated children's book about her life. She stood for freedom. She also appeared on television and news programs like CBS Nightly News, and her story and experiences were highlighted award-winning documentary, including An Ordinary Hero, PBS Freedom Riders, Standing on My Sister's Shoulder, and the groundbreaking film Eyes on the Prize. Joan is a mother of 5, a graduate of Tugula College, and a member of the Delta Sigma Theta sorority. She was the first white woman inducted into that sorority, incorporated, and is a sought-after speaker, having presented at major university charitable events, government organizations, and United States Congressional luncheon. So this is this young lady who refused to go along with what was going on. And this is a picture of her at the sit-in when you see where they were just pouring food all over there.
Food and milk and coffee and stuff on there.
Yeah. Wow. And that's one guy. That's one of her sons. But yeah.
And you know what? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said no.
No, and you know what? In those days, sadly, when these people were they were courageous because they actually put their lives on the line. Yes. And I remember, I don't know if we covered it or I know I watched a lot of documentaries, but the lady Viola Luiso, who was killed because she was shuttling people to the Selma March, and the KKK, they actually got her. They tracked her down and they saw her and him in the car, and somebody had warned her beforehand that she shouldn't drive to Montgomery, but she did. And then they tried to run her off the road, and then when she stopped at a red light, 4 men got out and they sprayed the car with bullets. She was in it with a black guy, but he didn't get hurt. None of the bullets hit him, but she was killed. And it's like it's sad, but they were like, they just did not want for people to have rights. They did not want people of color to have the rights.
They did not, and don't want it to be told. That was in the past.
Oh yeah, now they don't want it to be told.
Oh yeah, but so was George Washington, but you still talk about him. Okay.
But anyway, we give her a thumbs up.
She is amazing. And still, even now, she's still out there. Even now,
still here, still moving and shaking. That's what I'm talking about. All right, well, good people. Well, that concludes our broadcast for tonight. That's our last tea time topic. We thank y'all so much for tuning in. You could have gone anywhere else with your time, but you chose to come here and hang out with your favorite co-host, myself and Annette L. Anderson. So we appreciate you so much. But before we leave, we want to ask that you do a few things for us. The video you're watching is either on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. Well, X, formerly known as Twitter. Instagram actually cuts off after an hour. So I gotta put out a letter or something to let people know that it only lets us do it for an hour, and we kind of go over that. So it gets cut off at the end. However, we're still working on the website, but we're on 4 platforms. So whatever one you're watching, please make sure that you go to each platform and subscribe. We want you to subscribe. We want you to hit the thumbs up button, the like button, whatever button. And we also want you to share. It'll still be up. You can share it with all of your friends and family members and let them know, listen, you need to be a part of what's going on here with the movers. Become a mover. Come on, join in. Be a mover. We want you to be a mover. Be a mover. Be a mover. We probably need a song called Be a Mover. Yeah, figure something out. All right. So please, ma'am, please, sir, subscribe, like, and share. Plus, you can sow a seed. We are a nonprofit organization. You can sow a seed via Cash App. That's $ Movement Worldwide. Or you can zell us at info@movementworldwide.org. Or become a patron. That's a monthly covenant gift where you give a seed automatically monthly. And that's by becoming a patron. Go to our website, movementworldwide.org. Click the red button up top. It'll take you to patreon.com. Set up your account, set your amount. We ask for $12 a month. That's 40 cents a day, $2.80 a week. You can set your own amount. Most of our patrons have made it for more than we asked for, and we are grateful. But listen, no matter the size of the seed, all are accepted, and we are grateful for any seed. And we need the seed. So please sow good seed into good soil so that we can keep things moving. We keep it moving. And everywhere you see that globe above Annette's head, an acronym, that's us. Follow us on our social media platforms. And then you can email us your thoughts, views, comments, praise reports, prayer requests, topic ideas to info@movementworldwide.org. Now let me get the rundown of what we have going on all week. You can go to AnnetteLAnderson.com. That's AnnetteLAnderson.com and check out all of the wonderful things she has to offer, all of the organizations. But on Tuesday, remember Norbert, he was going Tuesday, when he was waiting. He was happy that he was going to go on a date with that girl Tuesday. And Respisha was like, "That Tuesday again." But on Tuesday, I know you don't know because you only watch The Mummy. So on Tuesday nights, Annette and her husband, Leonard Anderson, the pastor and the first lady, they come in all booed up. They're booed up, the pastor and the first lady, and they're greeting us with their presence from their organization called TNT with Tuesday Night Talk. That's TNT with the Andersons. Tuesday Night Talk, where we take flight and soar. That's speak, orate, articulate, and spank. Remember the spank? Ow. Speak, orate, articulate, and reverberate. And that's Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. live on Facebook and YouTube and soon to be multiple platforms. And then on Wednesday, come right back here. We're here every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Join us for our threefold conversation with Can We Talk? Yes, we can. Every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. live on multiple platforms. We start off our conversation with the idioms, phrases, the topics, those things that make you go, oh. And that is our transformational topic. And then we go rip that band-aid off and have the heart have conversation. That is the power tool. And then we finish off with those things, we go from the news, we look at all I know y'all don't like to watch the news, but we deal with the good, we deal with the bad, we deal with the ugly, we deal with Black history. We give you some, we give you a bunch with our incredible tea time topics. So please, ma'am, please, sir, join us every Wednesday night. Soon to come back on Clubhouse Friday nights with our theme for the year, which is actually the breakthrough. And we will be back soon. So stay tuned. We'll be sending out emails and text messages and posting it on our social media. That's why you need to follow so you know what's going on. And then on Sundays, we'll be back with Power Walk Sunday, where we inspire and motivate you to walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction, where there is always, Annette, where there is always a word for you. Your last thoughts.
Yes, and my last thoughts tonight is unfreeze your heart. Allow God to get in those cold, hard places and throw your heart out so you will learn how to have more compassion. And even like we said earlier, people still got a soul. So we have to have empathy and compassion for folks. Don't like to sin, but we still gotta be the one that shine that light.
Gotta be.
I've
been wanting to sing this all day ever since I had my topic, Unfreeze My Heart. I just wanted to sing that. I've been feeling that. Unfreeze my heart. And Tony Braxton. All right. All righty. So that concludes our show for tonight. Thank y'all so much again. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we've given y'all the rundown. But right now, I'm so glad we had this time together. But we gotta go. So we give y'all some love. We blow some kisses. And we'll see y'all the next time. Bye, everybody. Y'all have a good one.
Walk into your God-given destiny with power and conviction with Power Walk Sunday. Each and every Sunday at 10 a.m. live on multiple platforms. When we eat well, we live well, and all will be well. Go to elbwell.com, join the journey, and take your life back. TNT, that's Tuesday Night Talk with the Andersons, each and every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. live on multiple platforms. For more information and other services, visit AnnetteLAnderson.com. Your faithful co-hosts, Annette and Anita, along with the best mods this side of heaven, are live on Clubhouse in the Movers and Shakers house with Operation Manifestation every Friday night at 8 p.m. You don't want to miss this fiery conversation. If you don't have your copy yet, get yours today at Amazon.com. That's Living Life One Quote at a Time by Annette L. Anderson. Another milestone reached. Get your copy of The Wow Effect by Anita Faye Wilson, available on all platforms, or you can visit AnitaFayeWilson.com. And you can always catch us live on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. for Can We Talk? Join us with your Can We Talk coffee mug. Get yours today. They're $15 and that includes shipping. Sow good seed into good soil. You can sow a seed into Movement Worldwide via Cash App at $Movement Worldwide, Zelle at info@movementworldwide.org, or by becoming a patron. You can visit our website at movementworldwide.org, click the red button, go to patreon.com, and set up your account today. And remember to follow us on all platforms. Like, subscribe, click that notification button, and don't forget to share.
Can we